This is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.
Welcome, one and all. I'd like to wish you a happy Thursday. It is April the 14th,
April
2022.
April the 14th.
April 14th. I am your co-host, James Jackson, and we have another co-host who is none
Glenn
other.
Warren.
All right. Now, you might want to know why we're on two different screens. Glenn is away on a special assignment today.
I'm on an assignment. You remember what it says? TikTok. I'm on the assignment.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
away.
I took a couple of days off. I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where my grandson is playing a Super Bowl, but
I think it was an All-Star.
All-Star game. Yes, they had a game this morning, and they got a game tomorrow morning. So we came up to support him, and so we'll be coming back on Saturday, and so we are just taking a couple days just to go to support the little grandson in his football efforts. He's a little beast.
Glenn, you know you can't be on the team, right? You
know
can't
what?
get out there and help out,
You know, I wanted to get out there so bad, James, but my body is telling me don't do it. Don't do it. So I think I would just go on the sideline and just watch them do it. How about that?
All right. That's the safe way. We'd like to welcome Austin Bridegroom.
Yeah. Hey, Austin. Good to
God
see you,
bless
man.
you too, man. We appreciate you joining us today.
Yes.
And again, my name is James Jackson. I'm the Dean of Students for Fathers Forever University. And we also have Mr. Glenn Warren, who's the founder and executive director for Fathers Forever.
Glad to be here.
Please take a moment to share this live stream with your friends. Like it, share it, and leave a comment. The only way that we will know that you are there is if you do a comment in the comments. Yes. You can just say hello to us or anything you like. We want to recognize all of our viewers. So yes, please share this video with all of your friends, and we won't take a lot of your time. I think by now you all know that, and we're going to continue to move forward. So, Glenn, I guess prior to today, how was your week?
It was good. It was good. It was very good.
Good.
We had a good last session. I think we're gonna talk about that a little further down on the broadcast.
Yeah, I'll bring you on. I'll bring you on about that. But we want to say hello to all of our viewers who are on a different platform, whether it be YouTube or Instagram or any other of those social media platforms that we are on.
Yes.
Want to say hello to you and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Fathers Forever Thursday edition. So, Glenn, I need you to help me and tell me about your visit. I understand we had a reverse book signing.
Yes. We did. It was Holy Trinity Church in Raleigh. Um, we had a very they donated 100 books
Wow.
a couple of weeks ago, and
Mhm.
so Sunday we had an opportunity of take those 100 books over. And I don't know if Jasmine has any clips about that, but we had an opportunity to take those 100 books over, and between services, the members
Mhm.
signed the book, and it had 100 books, and each book had at least 4 or 5 different signatures in it. The kind of like the yearbook kind
Mhm.
of concept where when you're coming up in high school and college, and at the end of the year, everybody signed your yearbook.
Right.
I
Right.
still have my high school yearbook and my
Well,
college yearbook.
lucky you. I don't. I don't
I
know where
still
my.
have them, and I know I got my college one. I'm not sure if I got the my high school, but a
Mhm.
few months ago when I was going through some books, there my college yearbook was, and I pulled it out and I just sit there and took 30 minutes just reading over some of the comments that my classmate left me 30
Right.
years ago. I graduated in I'm dating myself now. I graduated from college in 1980.
Right.
And here I am sitting there 30 years later, whatever the math is, and I'm reading these comments that my classmate left me over 30
Right.
years ago, wishing me luck. And
Wonderful.
so that's the whole concept of the revert book signing,
Yes.
is to get individuals, churches, whoever donates the book, have them sign it. And James, one of the fascinating things was to see a father and his 2 daughters, and they were probably 10 or 11, and
Uh huh.
they were signing the book as well.
Wow.
So
That's wonderful.
it was amazing. We enjoyed it. The congregation. We're going to put that in our newsletter.
Yeah.
Come this our next newsletter. But it was phenomenal. I want
Yeah.
to shout out to Dr. John Yates III, Reverend Dr. John Yates III. He's a pastor of
Right.
the church that we Holy Trinity Church, that we did a book signing, and
Hmm.
his members. I just want to shout out to him and his
Wonderful.
leadership, and Sue and Ed Ring, who will work with us diligently for the last. I met them. That's another whole story. I got so many stories about so many people who have worked with Fathers Forever, and I call them Fathers Forever Angels. And we're going to be seeing some Fathers Forever Angels like we did with Betty Murchison last week was last month with our first Fathers Forever Angel that we honored her for her contribution, and
That's
she's still
wonderful.
giving to Fathers Forever, and she's
Well,
like my godmom. She is, she's a very wonderful woman. I had a birthday Wednesday.
well, see, you jumped me again. I was getting ready to say, let our viewers know you had a birthday.
Yeah, I had a birthday yesterday, and I was totally surprised.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. I was totally surprised when I got to work. I mean, I had a busy schedule yesterday. I mean, busy, and so I was working and just had a Zoom meeting, and my staff distracted me from going in the back where they were setting up a luncheon for me, and
They
Miss
pulled,
Betty and
they
her
pulled one
husband
over on
James and her daughter, 2 daughters, Renee and Carmen, and her sister. All of them was there, and it was a wonderful time. The Murchison means so that they mean so much, and the Edwards they mean so much. Betty Edwards, they mean so much to us.
absolutely.
I just want to give a shout out to them. But again, back to reverse book signing, it was wonderful, and we got some more ideals that we're going to get some. We're going to be getting some businesses, and you have to be a business, or you know somebody who got a business and want to donate books. What do they donate? 25 or 30 or 40 or 50. And sometimes business people, we may not be able to go to them, James, and get
Hmm.
them to sign a book because they're working, they're busy. But we can, if they want to donate the book, we can take those books now. We're working with some nursing homes that the residents of the nursing home is going to be signing some of these books. And also we're going to take some of these books to the Boys and Girls Club, and the Boys and Girls going to be signing these books. So when a
So,
father is sitting in incarcerated and he get a book and it's signed by so many people. I'm really want to find out what kind of effect that's going to have on him. How it would is that going to impact his life? I
Right.
believe it's going to be phenomenal. I believe he's going to really get excited and encourage that some people are not only donating the book to him, but taking the time to sit down and write a note to this father.
Absolutely.
That's phenomenal.
And again, this program is called, or this initiative is called Dads at a Distance.
Dads at a
And
distance.
that's
Yes.
where we seek and collect donations to purchase the book. And then the books are delivered once a month to our partner, CLI,
Yes.
Prison Alliance, and they will distribute locally, statewide, as well as
Federal.
nationally, federal, to all these different types of prisons.
Yes.
And so we're making big strides towards getting this book in the hands of incarcerated.
Yes. And we can't, James. We can't afford to, buy these books or donate these books ourselves. We just don't have the funds to do it. But together as a community, whether you buy one book as an individual or whether you buy 100 books, as Christ Worship Church did a few weeks ago, as well as Holy Trinity Church did, and we got a couple other churches now that's on board to buy some books. And so we want to get the word out. We want to, if you're listening, get your pastors, your church, your businesses on board and donating books. And again, if we can't get the books to you to sign, we could give them to a local Boys and Girls Club. So if you're out of state, out of city, if you want to donate the book, just send us the amount of books you want to purchase or donate, and we'll get them signed from the Boys and Girls Club as well as nursing homes could be able to sign these, because a lot of our senior citizens sitting around, but they got a lot of free times on their hand, and they would really, really love to be involved in this. So we're gonna take some books over to them and let them write some notes. These senior citizens got a lot of wisdom. They got a lot of experience. They lived life. Now they in the golden years, and we're gonna help them be a part of this whole assignment.
We want to give a shout out to Mr. Robert Ashburn.
Yes.
I want to say hello to him. But we actually gave out, not gave, but we collected enough funds to purchase 280 books for March.
Yes.
So we met and exceeded our goal for March.
How good.
And we're working towards the same process. We're trying to achieve even higher than that for the month of April. So we need your dollars, or we need your help, either signing, either coming in and dropping off one book. We don't care how many you might have. We'd love for you to just come. And the way that you do that is on a screen right now. Donate to Dads at a Distance by Cash App, $ Fathers Forever, or PayPal, Fathers Forever, at Fathers Forever.
Yes.
So those are the two vehicles that we use to purchase our books, or that our viewers can purchase. And right now, if you buy two books?
Yes.
Donate, and we will give you some of our merch. We have these nice, cool mugs, or king. What do you call these? These will go for cold and hot, so you can do both. But we have some hand sanitizer. Don't forget about that. I mean, that's pocket. You can put that in your pocket or purse. And we've got ink pens. And for those who want to visit our merch, go to the fathersforever.square.site, and we've got a nice hoodies there. It's warm now, but Glenn's got his on, and
I have mine on.
We've got t-shirts, so definitely check us out.
And light of my birthday, all month long, we're going to celebrate my birthday. So if you want to, I think I put on post yesterday. Thank God that a lot of my basic needs are met, and so if you want to make a donation, just donate in honor of my birthday, or whatever. Just donate a book, several books, to a fathers in need. So that's what we're gonna be doing this year. I mean, the month. If you want a individual to donate a book to help us get this into the hands of. I know you guys want to give me a couple $1,000, but that's okay. You can not give it to me and just buy some books. That'll be fine.
All right. Well, Glenn, we're going to move on to our subject for today, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on it, but it's something that I believe each of us need to be aware of. Yeah. And we will call this segment statistics. And these statistics can be alarming. I know that when we talk about these things or this subject in our classes, the room goes quiet. Yes. And for that the reason is because people have not given, some of our guys, our clients have not even paid attention, or it hasn't been brought to their attention. Yes. So that's what we do. We talk about these things, practical items for them, because they may not be aware of our these kind of grueling statistics as far as
those statistics I think are on our website. If you want to look at those statistics on our website, and as James mentioned, this is one of our classes, and we're going to talk about each one a little bit today. But I thought it would be important, James, to let fathers kind of feel the weight of some of the things their kids are going through and their actions. And so that's why we take each one of these statistics, and today we're going to spend a few minutes, but we spent a whole hour on all 8 of these statistics during the class. And we talk about each one of those statistics. And I think we're going to talk about a couple of them today, and you can read them off and we'll discuss them.
I'm going to do that real quick, Glenn. And these aren't true or false. If anything, I'll probably ask you, how could a agency or a governmental agency or a study group come up with these statistics? The numbers have to be real. I mean, these are facts at this point, and not somebody's idea of what their opinion is.
Right.
So let me go with the first one, okay?
Yes.
All right. So 63% of teens who commit suicide are from fatherless homes.
Yeah, that is a statistic that I think came from the CDC or another national organization.
Yes, sir. It's from the Center for Disease Control.
Yeah. Same one, the same, that they're working with COVID. They've been doing statistics for years and years and years, and they pretty much got it right. And so they're saying 63% of teenagers who commit suicide come from a fatherless home. And a fatherless home doesn't mean that you're not living in the household with the father. The fatherless home means that father have really zero to no contact with his child. So that's when we say fatherless home. That's what we mean. We're not talking about you living, not in the household, but you have zero to no communication with your kids. And they'll say that 63% of those kids that commit suicide come from a fatherless home. So how do they get statistics?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They get that statistic is when this teenager commit the suicide, they go to the mom or the grandma, whoever takes care of this child, and ask a series of questions. And most of the time, if they say, as the father's in his home, they're not going to lie and say the father was there. They're going to say, no, the father wasn't there. So they're saying that based on their statistics, that 63% of kids who commit suicide come from a household where fathers are not involved. That is an alarming rate that fathers, again, like you said, this class is so sobering. It is so, and I don't mean to make the guys feel bad, but they need to feel the weight
of what
their absence can do to their kids.
Right. And this, Glenn, is children and teens without fathers statistics. Yes. So I wanted to make that clear too.
Yeah, children and teens. So that's
the next one. I'm going to give you another one. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. And this was done by the National Principals Association report.
Yeah.
So
a survey and a poll and a statistics, they're different. They all gather information, But
Right.
surveys want your opinion.
Right.
Statistics doesn't. Statistics is based on facts.
Right.
Polls want your opinion. They want to know who you're going to vote for. And polls is usually talks about during the election time.
Right.
Survey is when a restaurant have a new item on the menu and they want to know if it's good or not, they'll give you a free cake or free meal if you buy this, if you take this whatever it is and comment on it. They want your opinion. That's the difference between a statistics. A statistics is based on facts, numbers. So that's not wrong. So when you say 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes, how did they get that statistic?
Right.
Well, they go to a school, they pull up, the high school class, and how many of this high school class dropped out.
Right.
They'll take that number, let's say 10% of them. They'll take that number and look at and find out why those 10% drop out. There's a lot of other reasons why they drop out, but one of the main reasons is they also come from a fatherless homes.
Okay, let's keep moving. 70% of youths in state-operated institutions come from fatherless homes.
And I think that this particular survey, it proves this, not survey, statistics, it proves itself every time. When I first got started, we were going to the Hammond Road Detention Center. I had a class in the jail detention center every week. And these guys were from 16 to 18 to 19 years old in a detention center. And every time I would ask the question, how many grew up in a household without your father? And not without fail, James, without fail.
Right.
Almost 70%, the 14 guys in that class,
right,
almost always, at least 70 or 80% of them grew up they raised their hand and said they grew up in a household without their father.
Right, right.
So that statistic was proven to us over and over and over and over again.
Okay,
and I want to add this. I want to add this. I also was asked to go to a local, and I won't call the name, the local university, and because I was a social worker, they wanted me to come in and talk to some social workers that was in school, that was training to be a social worker. So they wanted me to come in to show my experience and talk about social work. And I asked the same question to 30 students in that class. How many grew up in a household without their dad? And James, out of 30 students, only 5 or 6 raised their hand that they grew up in a household without their dad.
So the numbers don't lie.
So you see the contrast.
Right.
The guys that didn't grow up in a household with their dad are headed for prison.
Right.
Those that did grow up in a household with their dad are headed for a higher education.
Yes. Yes. That's alarming. That's alarming.
Yes.
Let me give you one more, and I think that's going to be our last one. But 85% of all youths in prison come from fatherless homes. That's kind of like the same one.
The same one. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So let me go back down to this next one then. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes.
Now, James, there's one more that's alarming too. But if you get a child who decide they would rather run away from home than live in a household with their mom or whoever, that speaks volumes. So why is this child would rather live out in the street than live in a household? There's a lot of things that could be going on.
Right.
They could be abused by the stepmom, by the stepdad, mama's boyfriend, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's the reason, but when you look at it, and so how did they come up with their statistics?
Right.
When a kid run away from home and he end up in the streets, and they bring him in to do evaluation, and the kid is homeless. So now they ask the kid, tell me about your situation. And they're gonna ask them, tell me about your parents, tell me about your dad. And they're saying 90% of those kids say they grew up in a household without their dad. Now they're on the run, they're living on the street, and that statistic is not. So now that's the one that's really devastating. That the kid is really decide to live out on the streets and live in the household.
Yeah. Here's a comment, Glenn. It says children are more likely to be abused in a home where the father is not present.
Yes,
And that,
yes,
thank you, Jasmine, for that.
yes. They are exactly. You know, James. When I grew up, I grew up. You know, when I was out dating the girl. One of my questions was, one of my criteria was, where's your dad at?
Mm-hmm.
Because if your dad was there, I can't step to this girl any kind of way, because his dad know my game. He knew what I was about to. I could try to, mom can't be fooled either, but I could try to manipulate and try to be nice and yes, ma'am, and blah, blah, blah. Dad don't play that stuff. So they're absolutely right. My game plan had to change when I
Right.
found out that she had a dad in the house, because
Right.
he wasn't putting up with that. And the statistic is right. There are a lot of our kids that grow up in a household without their dad. They're something more likely to be abused.
Well, Glenn, unless we sound the alarm, no one is going to, well, very few individuals are going to know about these statistics. So it's for us to continue to let them know that these statistics are real life episodes in the life
Yes.
of a child,
Yeah.
or someone
Yeah.
who's grown up without.
Right. Yeah. Again, and they can go to our website page, Fathers Forever, or either Father Forever University, and find out more about these
Yes.
statistics. So it is. And James, I know we pressed for time, but one more particular one I wanted to focus on.
Okay.
And I think it says 80% of rapists. Now that's the one that gets me every time.
Right.
80% of people who are accused of raping come from a fatherless home. Now that that to
That's
me
alarming.
that's alarming. So how did they get that statistic? When they sit down and talk to, when the investigators or whoever, social worker, sit down and talk to this guy who's been accused of rape, they're going to get some biosocial information about him, and they're going to ask him about his life. He's not going to lie about it.
Right.
You go to the house without your dad? Yes or no? Simple question. And they're saying 80% of these people who commit rape grow up in a household without their dad. And we know what rape is. Rape is about control and anger. It's not about sex.
Right.
It's about you taking something that doesn't belong to you.
Yeah. And I think you also noted in the class that rape is a police term.
It's a police term. I mean, it's a police term, because sex is sex. But when you take it without permission of her, that is rape. And they're saying 80% of people who does this vicious act, who take control and use their body to manipulate a woman, to hold her down and rape her, comes from a household without a father.
Right.
That statistic enough is alarming. And when these fathers hear these statistics, again, I'm not trying to make them feel bad, but they need to feel the weight of what their absence can do.
Yeah, because that's it. That's really it. Their absence plays out differently for each child. They may do different things, but their absence is critical to their behavior in life. So I want to thank you for that, for those comments, Glenn. And we've got a very interesting subject for next week.
Yes.
And I wonder if our viewers could chime in. You don't have to. You can always send us a message. I'm going to I'll let you know what it is. But can a single father raise children? His children, can a father raise children as a single dad, basically?
Yes.
And that's the question. So you have to stay tuned for next week's Thursday Live, because that's where we're going. We're going to talk about fathers raising
their
children.
Kids. Yes.
My question still is: are they built to do this? Can they do this?
Right.
So, but definitely have to stay tuned. It's going to be an interesting talk next week.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to having it.
And I have some first-hand information.
Okay. All right. Well, save it.
Yes, yes,
And absolutely, we're going to talk about it. But
yes.
I wanted to share what I want our viewers to know. We welcome you again. If you missed most of it, this will be reposted so that you can check it out.
Yeah, and this particular class, I would love, again, for our subscribers, viewers, to really share this on your page,
Yes.
because this is really important to know these statistics. And if you know somebody who's struggling with a father, please share this particular segment with them, so they can feel you got a father that's he's kind of half not there, halfway there. Please share this particular segment with him, for he can really understand the devastation that he's causing to his kids by not being present.
And just to mention again, our viewers, you can go to our web pages, whether it be Fathers Forever or Fathers Forever University, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, and you'll see some of those same different you'll see those statistics as well as some other statistics of how impactful a father's absence is on their life.
Yes.
Glenn, I guess I'm going to tell you, like I always tell you, let's take it home.
Let's take it in. I get my staff is kind of giving me the finger, telling me to wrap it up. Uh-oh. So we just wanted to again appreciate all our listeners for staying tuned and stay and listen to our broadcast that we're doing. And so continue to be safe, and we will be back again next Thursday in the afternoon around 2:05 to be exact.
Absolutely. Well, goodbye, everyone. Thank you for visiting, and we'll see you soon.
Great. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Glenn Warren, founder and executive director of Fathers Forever. I want to share an alarming reality with you. 627,000 fathers are incarcerated that have kids under 18. Now, there are 56,000 moms incarcerated who have kids under 18. The reality is there are so many more fathers incarcerated than moms. This is why I Am a Father Forever book exists. Now, I need your help. I am inviting you to help us get this book into as many fathers incarcerated as possible. Here's how it works. For your donation of $22, we will provide a book to an incarcerated father. Thank you in advance for helping Fathers Forever heal fathers and save families.